Well, you know, I like my chicken baked, stewed, and deep fried, stuffed in soup. But I really like my chicken, my chicken pot pie. Yeah, the kind you bake stuffed, chicken made in the oven, not frozen or deep fried. Oh my, I sure do love my chicken. My chicken pot pie, still hot from the oven, can't compare to nothing. I love my chicken pot pie. My chicken. My chicken. Oh, my chicken pot pie. Well, this is Still River Radio, and this is the old guy. And this show today is brought to you by Totally Generic Incorporated. Everything is cheaper without brand names. Totally generic, even product identity. Totally generic. We don't have any ads. Things just cost money, a lot or a little. You can have just stuff, things like cars, clothes, truck, cycle, house, stove, fridge, etc., medication. Or you can go to the other side of the building and you get food and other stuff, etc. And that's totally generic, no complications, just simple stuff. Well, people are starting to come back from their summer vacation to basically recover from it. And they realize that half the enjoyment is coming back to the grinding routine. It has its rewards. You know, stress can keep your heart beating and yearning. A lot of folks in the Northeast here go to Maine for vacation if they're from the southern part of the East, Northeast. And then, and I saw a sign, in Maine the folks are friendly. And I saw a sign that said, Mainers are friendly, but they keep their fences mended and their shotgun loaded. And one summer vacation, a few years ago, I met Calvin in Maine one summer. And he was the organist for a little chapel in the Pines down at the end of this little cove. And it was a little chapel with a dock, and it was only open during the summer, and Clive was the organist. And he was there from like 7 to 8 in the morning practicing. Nobody was around. I walked down through the path down this wooden stairs and the railing to the chapel, and I heard the organ. And Calvin was in there, and he had the typical Mainer plaid jacket, the green corduroy cap with the flaps tied at the top, and he had, one of those broadcloth, dark red shirts on, and big clodhopper shoes with the big toe, big space for the toe. It had like a bump in the front of the toe. And Calvin. He was the quintessential old Mainer. And the church chapel had musical productions on days when they didn't have a service. I think there was 2 services a week, on Sunday and on Wednesday evening. They had Vespers. The minister would drive down from the church in town. And Calvin felt that in this day and age there was too much apostasy around. That's the word he used. I haven't heard that word mentioned anywhere, but in Maine they still use it. And up in his neck of the woods there, I noticed the radio stations, there were a lot of, on Sunday morning, Christian radio stations with preachers on them. And I heard the word again from one preacher, and I guess Calvin felt that part of his ministry on this earth was to, put an end to the kind of lackluster, kind of artsy, kind of wishy-washy. They used the term whitewashed. I haven't heard that in ages. The whitewashed churches where people go and for an hour on Sunday, then go back home. And so Calvin was into that, and he would play the old hymns on this little organ in the back of the church. But there was something likable about him also. He had a soft side to him. An old Mainer, Old Maine Summer Vacations, Still River Radio. I think it was up in Freeport, Maine, where they were selling these old hand-carved wooden signs, painted, some of them, with mailer ducks on it. Mailer ducks are very popular in Maine. I don't know why. And because there's more loons, I think, than mailer ducks. And some of the loons might be human, too. And, one of the little signs said, Mainers aren't cold and distant. They just kind of know how to mind their own business. And that was kind of funny. Anyway, you get into the town of Freeport, a tourist haven, the headquarters of, I think it's L.L. Bean Incorporated. The whole center of the town is just one big square of L.L. Bean stores and a whole bunch of other kind of artsy stores for shopping, and it's all filled with tourists. And I went into a restaurant and ordered a chicken sandwich for lunch, chicken salad, and it was very good. It had cranberries and walnuts in it. And, the lady mentioned that, after the holidays in the winter, there's absolutely nobody around till like at the beginning of April up there in Freeport, Maine. And it's not the totally generic store. They have, everything has a name up there. And some of them are pretty funny. And there's nothing like a nice Maine chicken pot pie, homemade, followed up by a nice piece of Maine blueberry pie with a slice of Maine cheddar cheese on the top, a little square, really, cut off a big hunk on the top of the Maine blueberry pie. And you'll know why when you go there. And this is Still River Radio.